Okay guys, so in this video I just hauled this and I just want to jump right to it. Actually, in between hauling this and doing that, I did this video on making these scrapbook pages from the stuff that you might already have laying around. That's what we're going to be doing once a week. I was going to pick a day, and I think Friday is a good day for that. I was going to say Sunday, but I know sometimes we're busy, so let's say Friday. And that way, if you're going to scrapbook over the weekend, you have a little idea or something. I don't know. But right now we're going to focus on this fantastic folio set I recently picked up on HSN. It's a Stamps by Me set. Super pretty. I know it makes like these little books, but really I just want to make a card. You know, I kind of did a book thing right now with the scrapbooking pages. So we're going to make a card. And I just really love these papers, so that's what I was focusing on, or my mind is focusing on. So I will link this in the description box. That would be an affiliate link, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links, possibly in the little shopping bag right here, or the word shop, but either way in the description box, that's generally in that area, especially the links that I put in manually. I will say I wanted to use the new Anna Griffin the pattern card making kit. It's sold out, so I'll do a video on that, but just it doesn't have to be like right now, right? So let's get to it. I already have ideas. I want to do something pretty, focusing on, you know, what's in here, obviously, and we'll go from there. So I think this is a 5x7 card base. I hope it is. I just grabbed it from a kit, yeah, from an old Crafter's Companion kit. So 5x7, if you're making your own, you're going to want it to be 10x7, so you can score it at 5 inches. And I think I'm going to matte layer some different pieces, which I don't normally do a lot of that, but I thought, why not today? So again, we're going to cut these, but in the back of the pack, and I already went through these pages for you guys in the initial video, we have these pretty papers, and I want to top it with one of these, so I guess I should kind of know which one. I was thinking about doing some fussy cutting, which I know we don't all love, but it's something we can do. There are some images here that are easier to do that with, like if you want to cut around this. It's very soft. You know, I would do maybe these two and then pop them up. I want to say they have like magnolia blossom type things that seem like might be easier to focus on to cut. Maybe not that one. Ooh, maybe like this design. They are kind of out there. Let's go back to the rose. We'll do the rose and see how it goes. Wish me luck. Yeah, these are all single-sided for your little portfolios. Okay, so now I know that's the one I want to use. I was trying to see what color background I would want. You can definitely stencil on these, add some paste, some texture paste, things like that. Is this too matchy-matchy? I'm thinking this one. It's very rough and kind of cool in the background. Why not? Okay. So we already have this guy ready. I'm going to cut down a piece to matte layer behind this, even though I can cover the whole thing, but I'm going to do like layers. So let's do, that one's 5x7. Let's do 4 7/8. And I will open this up because I don't want to do the math to do it in the opposite direction. So let's open that up. And 6 7/8. And then if I did 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, this one's going to be, I'll cut this piece off, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Telling you now that I have scrapbooking on the brain, I'm like, oh, I should keep that little strip of paper, but we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Okay, so I want to layer those guys up like that. Oh, I told you guys I need to replace my blade because it's leaving like little burrs of paper. It's super noticeable on this because it's white core. You know what? We can do something about that. We can do something about that. So I'll leave this like this. I'm not going to stick that down yet. I'm going to trim this. So these are 4x6, and that's why it's in my head. You know, it's interesting that they're kind of upside down and back to back. I'm sure there's a design reason for that. I don't know what that is right now, but I'm going to just cut this one at 4 inches. It should be right on that line, basically, but you know, we're also eyeballing it when you go to use a paper trimmer, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, and I'm gonna need another one of this because we're gonna put this, and then I'm gonna fussy cut some that go on top of that, so I do need 2 of those. And I guess I could just trim this away. Same thing, just trim that away. And we have these two pretty ones we can use later. We're going to cut this. So this is 4 by 6, and I'm just going to leave it that way, so I want a layer to go behind it. I'll see if this is big enough. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Perfect. So I guess I should know how big that is if I did the other one, but it's 6 1/4. No, 6 1/8. Ooh. So by 4 1/8. And let's make sure that's where I want that. Yeah, I think I can do a little bit more. Again, we're eyeballing these things, so sometimes it might just be a little bit off. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. That's what I feel like I can take a little bit off of this bottom. You know, I push it and then I end up not being happy. But let's see. Bring that up just a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I think it's going to be better. Okay, let me get some black ink since I mentioned inking. I'll be right back. I said, let me get some black ink, and I didn't do it. All I did was bring out thing, but I have these right next to me, so it's easy to just grab. Oh, maybe we go with something like Midnight. It's kind of a gray black. And go around these edges to help me soften that up. I'll just use this guy. I was going to do, whenever I do this kind of thing, I like to do this and not a brush. What do you guys like to do better? I feel like with a brush you're going to see the strokes, and I don't want to do that much inking. So like sometimes you have to kind of really blend to really get that going. And I don't want to do too much. A lot of this is going to be covered up. If you really care, you can definitely gut this paper. But it's meant to be a background, and I'm okay with just kind of covering that up a little bit. Really what I was trying to do is just soften those edges, and this from the white burrs that were there. So basically I'm just coloring the very edges of my white core paper. It's not as obvious. Yeah, this is like a grayish black, so it's very different. Okay. Now I will stick that down. And then the next one. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll use glue. I keep debating using like something else. I don't know. We'll just use glue. My ATG liner, which I just got the ATG refills that I told you about that I picked up on Amazon, so we will definitely try those out. Only thing is my liner, my gun is kind of set up with a newer reel or roll, so I have to kind of wait for that to run out. And then this guy I will just glue right down. So again, layers that I normally don't do. I think this card looks better this way. Sorry, I'm trying to get away from the gray inking that I did on this mat, which is all like in here. So let's put this over here. Just pop that down on there. Okay. Have that. And then with this guy, same thing. I'll just go around the edges just like I did with the other one and just, oh, okay, interesting. This one kind of bent a little bit because it's like a thinner weight, which actually would be kind of nice. Maybe we'll play with that a little bit. If I had thought about that, I would have done the same thing with the first one, just kind of mess with the edges. So it looks like a little old school paper. That's cute. Happy little accident there. Okay, so I'll go around the edges and kind of, they don't all have to do that, but it's cute to kind of mess with them. Get them a little rough. Sometimes you can even just roll the paper completely. Maybe we'll do that with one of these edges, where you have this kind of thing. Okay, I'm gonna stick that down, maybe this one. And then maybe just keep rolling it in. And you can even get like a tool to help you with that. Just something to hold on to that edge. Oh, look at this. It doesn't have to be, it's a quilling tool. You don't have to have that, but it does make it easier to kind of roll this in. And we'll put a little glue and hold it that way. That's cute, huh? Oh, that's right, the back of the paper. I was like, why does it look so inky? Like, it looks good. Forgot the back of the paper has its own thing. Okay, so that's good. Let me clean up. I think that's all I'm gonna do with that. I'll be right back. So I mean, that's actually pretty cute too. I mean, there's so many ways to play with something like this when you start getting kind of fun and messy about stuff. Look at that. The black, I wasn't gonna do that, but you know what? I like the way that looks. let's do that. How about that? Why not? Okay. You see, guys, we're just going with it. Okay. Let me glue this guy down. And I mean, if you want to run this through like a rose embossing folder or something like that with pretty flowers or something, that'd be really lovely. So it'll stick out there. And then this guy is going to be kind of like in here. I don't know if I should... Yeah, we can do that. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it just straight up and down. I like the way that looks. Very nice. I'm going to see what we can do to keep this up if we want it to stay up. I think you can probably tuck some dimensionals back in there, but maybe you don't even care about that, so that's fine. You know, what I would do is tuck like a really small dimensional back in there to help that stay kind of up. I do have black dimensionals. I guess this is a good time to use that, but I didn't bring them out. Let me push it a little further back. Something like that, right? Of course, you can put this in an envelope. It's going to flatten out a little bit. And then this guy pretty much just stayed, but let's put a little bit of glue just to keep that rolled. I'm going to hold that down. I'll be right back. So instead of holding this, I put this on there to hold that roll. It's not smashing it. That's why I put this here as a little way of taking the weight off of it, but it's holding that for me. And I figure since we're here, let's go ahead and do our fussy cutting. These are the two sheets that it comes with like cut aparts and like tags. I mean, there's something we can do with that. Possibly, I'll probably do something with the wording. I think that'll be pretty. And with this guy, I'm going to come in here, and there are a lot of them. That's why I don't mind just cutting into this and letting that be that. And I hope it's the exact same. I was going to say, it looks like they're exactly the same. So here we go. So again, fussy cutting. I'm putting pressure with this hand, rotating my paper with the other hand, removing whatever that gunk that was. And so I'm just going to go around the edge. You know, I'm probably going to be right on the edge of the flower. So I'm applying pressure, but this hand is turning my paper. If you get to a point you don't like, you can just stop and then get back over again. And I think what I'll do is probably edge these also with the black ink. I think that'll be pretty, or that grayish black ink. You know, if you want to use this piece of paper again for something else, maybe you'll be more careful with it. But what I usually do, and to be honest, like I would just kind of come in here and cut this whole thing away. I know that hurts our heart, but what I like to do is have like a smaller piece of paper to work with. So I might just take this whole thing and just have this in my hand as I can continue working. Now I stopped in an awkward spot, so let me just pick up from right here. And again, just going around the very edge. How much edge do you want to leave? You know, that's up to you. I'm keeping it really tight, close to the petals. So like in there, and then just pivot right back out. And that's what I should have done when I stopped earlier, but I stopped and I didn't want to hook back in there, so I'll show you what that might look like. So like this guy, I can just go back in there, or I can just come in and just be careful, come it the other direction, and snip that away. So I'm just going to finish this one. We'll do it together, and you'll see how long that took. It did not take very long at all. I suppose you can go back and see when I started. But here we go. Nice bold flower to do this with. And then I will think about how I'm going to place these and what I can do to, you know, which sentiment I want to throw on there. Okay. So yeah, I'm just feeling like what the paper wants to do as far as what we're doing with this card today. And look how pretty that is. So I can take that same black. I will say it was more gray than I thought, and you know why? I had used this one, look how great it is, to add some white pigment ink the other day to something, because I was even thinking like, why is there a white one on here? Alright, well cool, it's ready to go. But no, that's why. So it did tone down even at that, right? So okay, we're gonna do something like that, and then, you know, we can kind of give it some dimension if we want it, or just, you know, pop it on with our dimensionals. Well, we'll do both, but that, so you can see. I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. And I mean, we could use the one in the back. The reason I'm not going to do the one in the back is because of the little rosebud that's there. But I mean, if you want to cut out some of the rosebuds, you know, they have some delicate areas, I don't know. That blocking it here, I just don't want to use it. But if you wanted to, you can take like maybe just this part of the rose and then to here. So just this portion and maybe not even that, and pop that on there. But I'll just have the two. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out, and I'll be right back. Finish that guy up. I guess I'll bring my ink back. And just go around the edges of this little guy. See, it is a little bit darker now. Actually, I'll probably go over the other one again, too. And it is kind of toning down the white core of the paper, but also just making it pop and look really cool, in my opinion. It had that little smudge already on there. I don't know if you can see that. It's part of the detail, the design. So I think that's kind of fun. Just give them a little bit of a zhuzh here. And I mean, how many layers do you want to do? I mean, you can definitely add more and more layers, but you know, the next one, maybe it would just be this part of the rose, right? But I think that's good. And then, let's see, I guess I can move this. I could have moved that a long time ago. That's very pretty in these guys. And then, I mean, you can tuck in a whole big tag, but I'm thinking just, my heart is full, heart stars, song in my heart, moonbeams, dance in the rain, dragonflies. These are the little words in here, making memories, butterfly kisses, laughter, comfort. I like the happy. Let's bring this over here. Now, you know what? I'm going to cut it just by hand. Just make it a little bit rougher. I mean, we're going to take it to our paper trimmer, right? Which I would recommend. So I said, what did I say? Happy and making memories? And I'm just cutting this by hand, which is, you know, not the greatest idea, but I want it to be a little more hands-on. So let's cut this other one off the other direction. You can definitely put this on your paper trimmer if this is scary for you. Also, because I was thinking about lining these with black paper. So there, I trimmed that one away. And I'm going to trim that little white piece away even in between them. So I'm right on like the brown color of these guys. So I'll ink around these. Maybe we'll just leave them like that. And maybe you want to tatter these too, like we tattered the other stuff, you know? I don't know. You can even cut into it and kind of make it, you know what I'm saying? Make a little tear or something. Oh, you can even cut those in half and do making happy memories. Right? But maybe we're just going to play with that. I'm going to go wash my hands. Happy making memories or something. That's cute. And maybe some pearls or something to make it, you know, because they're roses. Okay, so we have that. How high up do you want these to be popped? I have these that are a little bit higher, but these are lower. So what I'm thinking is on the very back, like maybe I'll put this higher one here and here. And then the lower ones, sometimes I'll glue it completely flat, but that way it still has dimension, just not as high as the top part. And I'll do something similar with this one, so higher dimensionals. Oh my gosh, come on. Down here and the lower ones back here. I like the way that looks. Nope. And just pop that in here. And it can be a little bit offset if you wanted to, but I just basically pop there. So up here, higher here, lower there. And then maybe we'll just stick these guys down. Okay, I'll do the same thing with this one. I'll be right back. That card is really pretty. Oh my gosh. So, just glue these guys down. And again, that's just the choice I made for my little thing. Die cuts, whatever is you like. And I'll put this in here so it's a little more that way. Trying to see how straight this is. There we go. I'm trying to use my lines here to help me straighten out my card since I did that wonkiness, you know. And just want to make sure that that's pretty straight. And of course I'm just eyeballing that. And, you know, happy or, you know, play with them, cut them up, whatever, if you want them more jaunty angles. It's always cute. And these are just some words I popped on there. So there you go. I will say, the pieces I cut off here, I'm like, oh, you know what, I'll just, well, actually I had this one. I was like, I'll just cut across here, and then you have it, you can make a little tag or whatever, right? Because you still have those pretty roses. And then the back side of it also has that same piece, so I would just cut it like right here as close as I can, so I have a nice little piece of paper that maybe I want to use on another project. Those are really, really pretty. Let me grab some pearls, and I'll be right back. Just grab this, and you know what, I actually, pink pearls would be really cute too. Okay, let's do one pink and then the other two. I was just thinking pearls, like just classic, but I like the way that looks. So, and then, you know, where do you want to put these guys, right? That's interesting. I don't know if I should put them like in here. Sorry, I didn't plan this far. I guess I could look through the acetate and see where I would want them to be. Okay. Come on, buddy. So I'll just add one like here, and then a couple of the smaller of these guys. There. And maybe here. And then something similar over here. There and there. And sorry if you can hear my son, he's quite animated right now. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, just adding a little. So, gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. I really love the way that came together. Oh, look at that. I finished a whole sheet of pearls. So thanks for watching, guys. I will have some images coming up. I will have the links in the description box. And I mean, look at that. Even though we have all that texture and, you know, dimension, it's a pretty flat card, guys. So very mailable. So thanks for watching, guys. I will, again, have the images there. I'll have the links in the description box, possibly in the little shopping bag here. And I will see you all at the next one. Before I go, I'm sorry I didn't go through everything in here because I did that in the haul video. It also comes with this beautiful die set. I mean, these are really cool dies. I showed them at the beginning, but I didn't really talk too much about them. But it makes the whole little folio, like a little book, you know, with the little spine and pockets and, you know, tag layers and closures, all kinds of cool things in here. So just want to show you that. Okay, bye now.